Hello viewers, welcome to another episode of Football Unfiltered, and today we'll be looking at EPL Week 3 features. Before we go into the business of the day, let's quickly welcome our guest here in the show. On my right hand side we have Show Love. Show Love, you're welcome to the show.
A pleasure.
And on my left hand side we have Emmanuel. Emmanuel, you're welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure.
Welcome. So in case you're joining us for the first time and you're yet to subscribe to our channel, kindly click on the subscribe button below, and don't forget to click on the notification button so you get notified of our subsequent video that will be coming to you through this channel. Stay tuned. So quickly, let's look at the first game that will be played this weekend, and it will be starting with Chelsea Fulham game. I'll start with you, my Chelsea fan. So last weekend, we saw Chelsea, your team, defeat West Ham with 5-1, and Fulham played draw with Manchester United. So looking at this game between Chelsea and Fulham, what are you expecting from this game?
Okay, coming from the background of Chelsea being seriously informed now, because we all know that Chelsea is seriously informed now. Background of the fact that they currently the world champion.
Okay.
There's a lot of expectations Chelsea,
Yeah.
and so I'm giving them the win. Chelsea should get the win, but because Fulham is a very, very tactical and very compact team, the match is not going to be a walk in the park for Chelsea. But I'm predicting 2-0 to Chelsea.
2-0 win for Chelsea. Okay, considering it's a derby game, Emmanuel, do you totally agree with Show Love on the scores in his prediction?
Yeah, I'll agree with him concerning the fact that Chelsea has the better side, the better players, and they have so much advantage coming from their last two games, and then looking at the fact that the league is just starting and everybody is trying to get, at least the top four. I believe Chelsea is going to win the game, but I still see Fulham scoring a goal because they have two good wingers that actually make good chances whenever they come into their games. So I'm going to give Chelsea a win, but it's going to be a both team to score game. So Chelsea is going to win probably a 2-1 or a 3-2 win.
Okay, quickly, let's look at the next game that will be played, and it's going to be between Manchester United and Burnley. As it stands now, Manchester United, they are yet to score a goal in the EPL. The last one they scored was an own goal, yeah. So they are yet to score a goal, and their last performance, I wouldn't say it was okay like that. They played with Fulham, which they draw with Fulham. So looking at this game, Emmanuel, between Man U and Burnley, what do you think will play out in this game?
Well, I've been seeing a lot of comments online that Man U will take the anger from the last two games, yes, and unleash it on Burnley. But I made them understand that the first game Burnley had, they lost that game against Tottenham. Tottenham defeated them 3-0, and then the second game against Sunderland, they defeated Sunderland 2-0. But I watched those two games. I realized that Burnley are a team that you don't walk. Yeah. You don't just overlook their experiences or their performances. That for me, I would say the reason why they lost their first game against Tottenham was because that was their first game, and secondly, Tottenham is not an easy team. They are very experienced. Yeah. They've been in the Premier League for years. Burnley is a promotion team, but then looking at a game against Sunderland, Sunderland is also a promotion team. So yeah, the both teams understood themselves, or they understand themselves. But Burnley, on the other hand, is a better team. So why I wouldn't give it a walk away for Man U is because Man U currently, they are yet to get themselves together. Yeah. If you watch the last two games Man U has had, yes, the game against Arsenal, they were just making, like, they were bragging that they played against them. But for me, I didn't see anything spectacular Man U did there. Yeah, apart from the fact that Mbemo was always being fed with the ball. That was the only part I saw Man U did very well. They were always giving him the ball, to make the runs and all that. But ordinarily, we played very well in that game, and we won. Then the game against Fulham, I think Fulham was not lucky because Fulham had the chances to win Man U.
Yeah.
They were not lucky. They had the chances, they had the opportunities, they had the everything against Man. The corner kick, the shots on target, So I think Burnley should at this moment use the opportunity, and even if it's a draw against a Man U, but even if Man U win that game, it's going to be a narrow win. So I'm going to say a 1-0 win against a Burnley, and probably they can get away with that 3 points.
Okay, so let's quickly look at the next game that will be played, and it's going to be between Sunderland and Brentford. I'll be starting with you, Iman. Sholo. What do you think will play out in this game?
Okay. The truth is, we cannot really think or suggest which club is going to do well now. Like I've been telling people, the league is just starting. Most teams are trying to impress. Everybody's trying to get their feet on the ground, and most players are also trying to impress to make sure that they remain in the team. So it's too early to predict who wins or who loses. But from my observation, I think that the Spurs and the Bournemouth match, I'm giving it to a Spurs because Spurs is actually Spurs, right?
Brentford, yeah.
Okay, Brentford. Now, Brentford lose one of their crucial players to Man U, and then they are trying to impress. They are trying to be on their feet, and then at the moment they don't have a strong team. If you discover from their last 2 matches, they've not really blended well. But it's also too early to judge which team will do well and which team will not do well. But I think Brentford are condemned to win.
So do you accept?
Sure. Brentford should win. Brentford should win because they have more experience, and well, I say they've been one of the competing teams from the last 2 seasons. So I give it a win for Brentford.
Okay, yeah. So we'll see how that plays out. So quickly, let's look at the next game that will be played, and it's going to be between Spurs and Bournemouth. Seeing that Spurs came into this season with lots of energy, they don't want to lose guard. They don't want to allow any team make they win them. Seeing that they've actually won the last 2 games, and also seeing that Bournemouth, they've actually kind of been. I think they lost their first game and they won their last
Wolves,
one.
yeah.
Yes. So, Emmanuel, what do you think the outcome of this game would be?
Honestly, it's going to be a very dicey game. It's going to be a dicey game because these are 2 teams that are very good in attack. Bournemouth doesn't have a good defense currently, but their attacking lineup is they are very, because their last 2 games one against Liverpool and the other one against Wolves, you could see that they were very much on the aggressive side.
Yeah.
If not for the fact that against Wolves, one of their goals was disallowed. That game would have ended at 2-0. Then the game against Liverpool, I think at a point Liverpool had to come in from the equalizing part to win the game 4-2. So you could see that they are, even from last season, if you watch their game from last season, Bournemouth are a team that they don't go a match without scoring a goal. And Tottenham on the other hand too, they are a scoring side. I was surprised that Tottenham defeated Man City last weekend 2 goals to nil. Nobody saw it coming.
Yeah.
Even with the absence of their key player, what's his name, Son, they were still able to put up that performance. Imagine when you have Son there in the team. So I think the both teams here will want to outdo each other in terms of goals. So the winner will be the person that can be able to score more goals before the 90th minute. But right now, I cannot predict if Bournemouth will win Spurs or Spurs will win Bournemouth. I would say that it's a festival. It's going to be a festival of goals. Yeah.
Okay, quickly, let's look at the next game that will be played, and it's going to be between Wolves and Everton. So, love, what?
Well, last season Everton actually was very, very, very abysmal because they literally struggled, and I think they are actually under pressure to perform. And then because the league just started, they are Yeah, of course, they won their last match. They won against Brighton 1-0, and it was a very difficult game for them. But ultimately, they're able to secure the 3 point at stake. And so I think they want to build on that momentum. They want to see if they can pick more 3 points. But Wolves is also one of the spoilers. And granted that Wolves lost one or two of their players, but I also think they want to have some distance to prove. So I think I want to give the match to Everton because they will want to sustain the momentum and get more 3 points. Because the truth is, every point at this point matters a lot because you need to get as many points as you can because the season is going to be very difficult. I'm going to predict a very difficult season. Every team came prepared, and there's no team to underrate in this point this season. So I'm expecting Everton to do well, and I'm also expecting that Wolves is going to give them a very difficult match. So it's not going to be a walk in the park for them. But I think I'm seeing Everton coming through.
So do you totally accept what he's saying, considering that Wolves have actually lost their last 2 games?
Yeah.
So do you fully accept?
Yeah, I do. You know, Everton launched their stadium last week, and you know it was really impressive for them because you know they won the game in a new stadium, and the fans were actually giving them that morale booster. So I think for now, even if Everton will drop along the line, it won't be now because when you have something new, that's that enthusiasm and the joy. Playing in a new stadium, a bigger capacity, larger fan base, so that morale booster is there. So I think Everton will do everything to get a win in that game. So I'm going to tip it away for an Everton.
Okay, so quickly, let's look at the next game that will be played, and it's going to be between Leeds United and Newcastle United. So, seeing how Leeds suffered a 5-0 loss against your club Arsenal, and seeing that Everton as well, they defeated and seeing that Leeds defeated Everton in their last game. So what are you taking out of this game?
Well, we cannot take away the chances or the fact that Newcastle is a very strong team, very strong team. We see what they did at immediate last season. They sustained that top 4 for a little while before they eventually dropped. So it's a very good side, a very tactical side, and very compact game, a compact team. There's these 3 teams in Premier League that are very compact and very technical, and that is Bournemouth, Newcastle, and then Leeds United now. Because Leeds United actually got promoted from the Premier
Championship.
Yeah, so they are trying, both Leeds and Burnley, they are going to be playing out their heart because they do not have intention to go down to the Championship. So they are going to be playing out their hearts. So I'm going to see a very difficult game, but I'm going to give it to Newcastle because Newcastle has been there. They've been in Premier League for much of the seasons, and then Leeds have been going up and coming down. So they've not been consistent. So, but I'm giving it to Newcastle. So I see Newcastle having the upper hand at the end of the day. They're going to take 3 points.
Okay, so Emmanuel, before we proceed to the next game, let's talk a bit about Newcastle performance against Liverpool. We all saw what happened between Newcastle and Liverpool in the last game. The way they put up this fight, they almost won Liverpool. Even though they had a red card. So, are you fully accepting what Sholov just said now?
Yeah, 100%. The red card came in just before the end of the first half, but surprisingly, they were still able to put up that attacking, kind of play. One would expect that, okay, yes, they have a red card, and then one person is out of the game. They will try to play a bit of defense, and then try to maybe hold the ball a little. But then I saw Newcastle still coming out to play despite they even had to sacrifice their defensive line just for them to be able to still keep that attacking formation. So I think for me, Liverpool was just lucky because of the extra time that was I think they had about up to 12 minutes extra time. Otherwise that game would have ended a draw, and then people would have said, okay, because of the fact that Newcastle had one man down, they were 10, that was why they couldn't win the game. So Liverpool was actually very lucky because if you look at the game, it was at the point that Liverpool was dominating, but from the first half, the ball possession was actually almost the same, and then the shot on target was even almost the same. It was even in the second half that Liverpool tried to tally up the shot on target. So it shows that Newcastle was on the aggressive and attacking side. So for me, I think it's just going to be an easy game for Newcastle because Leeds came in from promotion, and last weekend Arsenal hammered them. In fact, Arsenal spelled Leeds, Leeds 5-0, and it was not it was not easy for them. Yeah. So they will be coming into the game with that same fear and not to consider. I'm going to give it 100% win for Newcastle.
Okay, we'll see how that plays out. So viewers, if you're just joining us and you're yet to subscribe to our channel, don't forget to click on the subscribe button, and also don't forget to click on the notification button so you get notified of our subsequent videos. Thank you. So quickly, let's look at the next game that we played. So, and it's going to be between Brighton and Man City. So last weekend we saw how Man City lost to Spurs, and now they'll be meeting with a bit strong side, which is Brighton. So what do you think will play out in this game?
Well, Man City actually was a terrible loss to last game, and then I don't think Pep will want to have another
gamble that game. Yeah.
So I think he's going to throw all his eggs into the match. So I'm expecting Man City to have the 3 points. Yeah, but I'm also expecting that that the momentum that Man City came to the Premiership with, which is the first match, I'm expecting them to sustain it. So I think I'm giving it to Man City to have the upper hand against the opposing teams.
Okay, so let's look at the next game that we played, and it's going to be between Nottingham Forest and West Ham. So I'll be asking you, Sholo, sorry. So what do you think will play out in this game?
Okay, Nottingham Forest and West Ham. Yeah. Okay, so West Ham lost to Chelsea just immediate last week. They will want to get a point. They want to get some point, and then let's not take it too far the way that Nottingham Forest has been a very, very, very good team. Coming from the last season, they really did wonders. They actually surprised a lot of people, including myself. So I'm expecting Nottingham Forest to have that to build on that momentum of course. Yes. So I'm expecting to have the day, but West Ham also remember that they lost to Chelsea, and then they will not want to lose another game. Yeah. So it's going to be a very, very tough match. But because Nottingham Forest is playing from home and they rarely lose at home, I'm seeing them having the 3 points.
Okay, so let's quickly look at the next game that we played, and this should be the biggest game of the week, and it's going to be the game between Liverpool and Arsenal. So Emmanuel, being an Arsenal fan, don't be biased. Just be plain. Just be real. What are you expecting from this game?
I always go by records. Though some person not actually agree with my own analysis, but I feel records is important because most of the coaches, they use their records to play against their opponents. Yeah. It helps them to say we've had 5 meetings in the last 2-3 months or 2-3 years rather, and then see our performance. Exactly. You can still maintain that, see their laps, see our weaknesses, see our strength and all that. From the last two seasons, you can agree with me that it has not been easy for Liverpool. In fact, if you ask Liverpool fans which of the teams that actually gave them a tough time, they will tell you it's Arsenal. Arsenal have always had our major challenges, the smaller teams. We find it difficult to win the smaller teams, but you see those big teams, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man U, and the likes, we know how to defeat them very well because we come out all out to play against those teams. So for me, I don't think it's going to be an easy game for us for Liverpool, because one, Arsenal is on the top of the league currently with 6 points and 6 goals, and Liverpool is third on the league with 6 points and then still 3 goals. We're just seeing a difference of 3 goals to top the league. But then I believe the two teams will want to bring in their best, because anybody that wins that game will definitely go top of the league. So I think Arsenal, on the other hand, will want to maintain that first position, because we've always had that advantage from the previous seasons, maintaining first position. And at the long run, due to injury crisis, we now drop. But right now, we've been able to block. We've been able to cover that, prevent that future occurrence of having injury issues. So we have a lot of what's it called? Backups now in terms of squad depth. Thank you. So for me, Arsenal will go all out. I hope that the injury Saka had and then Odegaard had in our last game will not affect the match. But I believe that Arsenal will put up a strong fight. But I don't see Liverpool with defeating Arsenal. So I'm going to give it a draw for us.
A draw for Arsenal.
Liverpool is playing home. So I won't say Arsenal will go to Anfield and win, but I'm going to give it a draw. But Liverpool cannot win Arsenal.
Okay, so we'll see how this will play out. Did you totally accept with what Emmanuel just said?
Yes, I think the both teams might want to share the spoils. These are two big teams, so I think they want to share the spoils. I'm giving them 1 point at least.
Okay. So lastly, let's look at the next game that we played, and it's going to be the game between Aston Villa and Crystal Palace. So Emmanuel, I'll be asking you, what do you think will play out in this game?
Aston Villa has not been impressive. I'm looking at their records here. Their first game, they lost against they lost 1-0 to Brentford, and then their last game, they played a draw in their last game against Newcastle. So they've not had any goals so far, and they've not really been impressive. I don't know where it is coming from, because I didn't see them losing much of their key players. They still have their key players intact. Initially, what's his name? Watkins is there, and this other guy that's always coming in from second half to make the game change. So I don't know where their challenge is coming from. They can't score goals, and they're not able to put up a good fight. But then I believe Crystal Palace, on the other hand, have the stronger the upper hand, because they are playing at home. Sorry, they're playing against, they're playing away. But when there's this, advantage there, or let's say there's this morale they have within the FA Cup against the Liverpool, and then in their last two games too, they've actually been the top team, and then they've been impressive. In the game against Chelsea, they almost won Chelsea, even though they ended a draw. And then their last game against Crystal Palace, against Nottingham Forest, they played a draw as well. So they've had 2 draws. So going to that game, I don't think they want to lose that game, because they've had 2 draws, and going into a game like this with an Aston Villa that's not even doing very well. So they might even be lucky to win that game, because Aston Villa, they are yet to start the Premier League. For me, they are yet to get their balance. So if Crystal Palace will take that advantage, I believe they're going to get a win. So I'm going to give it a win. If I'll go for a win, I'll go for Crystal Palace. But I see that game as a draw.
Okay, so we'll see how it's going to play out. So viewers, if you're just joining us, don't forget to click on the subscribe button, and also don't forget to click on the notification button so you get notified of our subsequent video that will be coming to you through this channel. Thank you guys for being on the show. It's always nice to have you here. Thank you very much. So this is where we'll be coming to the end of the show. See you in our next episode. Bye.